I am Ross Douglas, the founder and CEO of Autonomy. So tomorrow's mobility will be shared in cities, and that is for two reasons. The first reason is that there's no longer space in cities to park vehicles that are only being used for 3 or 4% of the time. What we see in cities like Paris, for example, is that 30% of the time a car is driven is spent looking for a parking bay. And there's obviously a massive demand for a small supply of parking bays. The second reason that it will be shared is that consumers are now wanting to use a variety of vehicles as their days and their needs change. So for example, in San Francisco, we see electric trottinette sharing taking off. And that will happen in all cities, where there will be a variety of solutions: electric trottinettes, electric bicycles, electric scooters, and electric cars. Multimodal solutions will be the future of cities. And the reasons for this is that users' needs change throughout the day. For example, when you start up in the morning, you go to work, you only need an electric bike. If it rains or you've done shopping, you need a bigger vehicle. If you're picking up kids, it obviously changes. What needs to happen for more mobility as a service is that we need to have one payment gateway, one app for a variety of solutions. And what's interesting is that a company like Uber, which was a ride-hailing company, has bought Jump, which is an electric bike company, because Uber wants to be a multimodal company and not just a ride-hailing company. The same with Didi Cheng, the leaders in the world in ride-hailing. They too are investing in multimodal solutions. So we'll see a lot more on offer in terms of mobility as a service. Europe can definitely become the playground and the vitrine for mobility as a service. The reasons for this is that Europe already has a lot more variety of mobility than car-centric cities like Los Angeles or Johannesburg, where I'm from, where you have traffic moving from suburbs into the city and then out again in the afternoon. What you see in cities like Paris, for example, is a high percentage of people living in the city centre and needing to move around. And what they have to do is use a variety of ways because car use can't fit in that space. So Europe is able to move very quickly into mobility as a service because they have the public transport offering, they have the bike lanes, they obviously still have motor cars. And what now needs to happen is the companies starting to offer more solutions, cities starting to put in more infrastructure for bike and possibly personal mobility devices like solar wheels and electric trottinettes. I think the key lever at the moment to encourage innovation, obviously on the one side is a need, is the demand for a new innovative solution, but more importantly at the moment is what we're seeing is that massive amount of investment is flowing into startups. And those startups are enabled by that level of finance to keep innovating. They can get the right engineers, they can get enough critical mass of users that they can keep innovating. And it's very important to understand at the moment that you have to have a high level of funding to keep that innovation going. McKinsey did a report recently that said that 110 billion euros was invested in mobility startups from 2007 to 2017. Half of that went into America, a quarter went into China, and the rest of the world got the other quarter. So Europe really needs to try and attract international investment, first of all, from big investors like SoftBank Japan. And secondly, it needs to find out ways of getting more investment from European funding. Because at the moment, Europe has a lot of innovative ideas, but it just can't match the funding of America and China.